for a national tour, and I was lucky enough yesterday to speak with Mick Fleetwood, Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks, collectively known as Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac began as a British-based blues band in the 60s. Then in the mid-70s, a little magic happened when a couple of young singer-songwriters by the name of Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham joined forces with Mick Fleetwood, John McVie and his wife Christine, and the golden era of Fleetwood Mac began. Do you believe in magic, Stevie?
Absolutely. When they asked us to join the band, I did go down to the record store and buy all the Fleetwood Mac records. And I listened to them front to back and really said to Lindsey, I think that they have an ethereal quality, a mystical quality that I like. They have a real great guitar thing going on. I think that we could add something to what they do, and I think that it could work.
As Stevie said, you know, there was a lot there to sort of make us think that we could be a good fit, and it was a very intuitive thing.
In hindsight, from that point, it all happened pretty quickly. What was it like being the biggest band in the world?
I was a waitress/cleaning lady on January 1st, 1975. And by September, we were pretty much, between the two of us, between me and Lindsey, we were almost millionaires. So we went from being so poor that we never had to file an income tax return because we didn't have enough money to file. So you don't have to file if you don't make enough money. To having so much money that we had to hire somebody to do it for us because we had no idea how to do that.
That was a heady period. I mean, you still like to do it on a grand stage.
You have to understand, that's the really great thing about Fleetwood Mac is that from the first day that we joined Fleetwood Mac, we were handed a first-class airplane ticket, and we were picked up by a long black limousine. And it is that way today. We prefer and choose to travel in a very wonderful and luxurious way. And it's really fun, and we've always loved it, and we are prepared to spend the money that it takes to travel like that because we simply enjoy it, right?
I do. Good leg room, plenty of leg room.
In other words, we have never done the bus.
You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another day.
That Rumours album in particular, I mean, what's it like going into the recording studio and His Lordship here saying, okay, well, I want to record this song, it's about us breaking up. You know, I want you to sing this part. How does that fit?
Well, it was hard.
No kidding.
It was very hard, but at the same time, I think that even though it was so difficult, we really knew that we were making really great music.
What's it like being on stage now, singing those songs? Do you catch each other's eye now and then?
Yes, we remember, and I think that when we're up there on the stage, we get to actually go back and be in our relationship. So we get to have our love affair up there on that stage, and that's very precious, you know.
We're still piecing all that puzzle back together and trying to make sense out of it all, you know. And that manifests itself on stage. We can look at each other, and it becomes a much deeper thing than it was then. It was an adversarial thing there. It was a bitter thing there. Now, sometimes it's bittersweet, sometimes it's just tender, sometimes it's just, you know, curious.
Say you will, give me one more chance. Please give me time to change your mind. That always seems to heal the wounds if I can get you.
Is it as much fun now as it was back then?
To me, it's a lot more enjoyable. First of all, I remember where I've been, but it's a much happier situation. Certainly for me, and I think for all of us.
How how much do you love your Fleetwood Mac? Fleetwood Mac in great form. They played Newcastle already, Brisbane tonight, then Melbourne, Perth and Sydney. Grab a ticket any which way you can. Still a few floating around for the odd show, I believe. And thank you to Fleetwood Mac and Andrew, promoter, for being so generous and getting that couple down for one of the Sydney shows. Now tomorrow.